1947. Somewhere in an Arctic research base, British Commonwealth and Soviet forces show down as important geological and research documents are at stake inside the barracks. As both sides try to claim the valuable information for themselves, a fierce battle breaks out.
Hold the line!
Who will come out on top on this week's battle report of Conflict 47. Hey, how's it going? Mike from Mike Rolls Dice, and welcome back for another battle report of Conflict 47. Today's my first time playing the British Commonwealth versus Rev's Soviet forces, but first I'd like to say a big shout out to our channel members and everyone who watches the channel here. Thank you so much for the support. I couldn't do it without you folks. And with that stuff out of the way, let's go over the army list, starting off with Rev's British forces that I'll be playing today. So for the Commonwealth that I'll be playing today, I'm using Rev's British Army, and it's a pretty straightforward list as I didn't want to have to worry about too much stuff. Now, starting off, we have the Assault Platoon, and leading the Assault Platoon is a Platoon Commander and a regular Platoon Commander, and he is equipped with an anti-tank launcher as well as a Point of Guts. Next up, we have 4 units of Mark II Heavy Automated Infantry Squads. And these are 3 robot squads. There is 2 light autocannons and 1 heavy autocannon in each squad. And they are damage value 7, so they are quite tough.
Assault mode activated.
And that rounds out the Assault Platoon, moving on to the Walker Platoon. Next up, we have the Walker Platoon, and for the Walker Platoon, it's pretty straightforward. We have the flagship Walker of the Commonwealth, the Merlin Heavy Walker, with its reinforced front armor. It's equipped with a heavy anti-tank gun, a forward-facing MMG, and on the left arm, twin HMGs. And last but not least, for the specialist unit in the squad, we have a Cerebus squad. George and Williamson will be the handlers, so we have 2 handlers. We're just using the 1 mini for it, and we have 6 monkeys ready to rip and tear, cause chaos. That's the Commonwealth Army I'm going to be playing today. First time I'll ever be playing the Commonwealth. And now on to Rev's Soviet forces he's playing today. For the Soviet forces today, Rev is playing coming right around 1,500 points as usual. And starting off with the Assault Platoon, and leading the Assault Platoon, we have a veteran Platoon Commander Officer, and she's equipped with a anti-tank launcher, as well as an SMG. Then we have a unit of Daughters of the Motherland, and some of the models in the unit are equipped with the Zukioi projectors, which are quite deadly up close. Then we have a 3-bear unit of Ursus Infantry with their damage value 7 and their Ursine Fury ability being able to cause quite a lot of damage. Then we have a veteran Soviet infantry squad, and these will be the heroes of the motherland today, equipped with SMGs and anti-tank launchers. Then we have a Moraz Ghoul unit, which is equipped with SMGs and has some close combat capabilities with their special ability. Then we have a sniper team, which is upgraded to the anti-tank sniper, as well as a 2-man anti-tank rifle team as well. And that rounds out the assault platoon, now leading over to the armor platoon. So for the armor platoon, we have 4 vehicles, and starting off with the command vehicle, we have a DM-40 Malat medium walker. This is a damage value 9 with front forward-facing armor, and is equipped with a medium anti-tank gun and twin forward-facing HMGs. Next up, we have 3 ZIS-30 tank destroyers. These are actually bolt-action units. They are damage value 8 and open-topped, and they're going to be trying to take out some of the robots on the other side of the field. That rounds out Rev's forces, coming in around just at 1,500 points. And now moving on to the battlefield overview for today. So for the battlefield today, you can see we have this long road and these sort of military complex, if you will. Now, the mission for today we're going to be playing is Demolition. It's one we've played in bolt action before, not filmed for the channel, or at least it never made it to the channel. But the way that it works, it's very simple. There are 2 HQs or home bases, you can see these military barracks on either side of the battlefield. And mine is the closer one on the left here. Rev's is the farther one on the right. And essentially, all a unit needs to do is end its activation within objective range of the building, and at the end of the turn, the building will be, or the objective will be taken out. Now, going over the deployments here, starting off with the British, I pretty much tried to build a little defensive line using the Mark II infantry, essentially trying to screen out any potential Ursus infantry or Moraz Ghoul that were sprinting across the board, for instance. So I tried my best to build a wall with my slow-moving robots here, and with the Cerberus on the right and the Merlin on the left there. Now moving on to the Soviets, you can see Rev here has most of his armor off in the back towards the home field, and he has most of his infantry pushed up towards the front on the edge of his deployment. We went with the quarter table edges for the deployment, I forgot to mention. And for the infiltrators, he has his snipers and his Moraz Ghouls forward deployed, getting ready to potentially take out some of the Commonwealth forces.
Get ready, men. We must defeat these robotic scum for the Soviet Union.
Alright, with that stuff out of the way, let's get going with the start of turn 1. We'll start at turn 1 here, and the Soviet army rule with the hard boss going off harmonic resonance, actually getting good results in causing pins on all the units that can be pinned. The commander, the Walker, and the Cerberus squad. And the Soviets are up first with the Mallet Walker now targeting the Merlin Walker with its anti-tank and some of the robots with its HMGs.
Enemy spotted.
Danger imminent. Danger imminent. Incoming fire.
But being that they have some cover and the hard to kill, the robots manage to save. So now the Commonwealth forces are up here, and the Merlin Walker is going to be firing its heavy anti-tank gun at the Mallet Walker and its HMGs and MMGs at the Daughters of the Motherland.
Take cover. They are firing on us. Get down.
Passing its order test just because it's a command vehicle.
Get ready, lads. I'm about to give them hell.
And managing to take out one of the Daughters of the Motherland with the HMGs. So now the Soviets are up, and the sniper team is going to be firing at the platoon commander officer before I get a chance to use my guts. Managing a successful hit, but a failed damage roll. So now the Soviets are up, and a ZIS-30 now is lining up a shot and is attempting to take out the Merlin Walker. It's going to be firing its anti-tank gun at it, as well as its machine guns at the Cerberus squad. Managing to take out Williamson, just leaving George in control of the monkeys. So another one of the ZIS-30s getting an order from their commander to fire on the Merlin Walker. Managing to get some hits, but the armor on the Merlin Walker is proving to be quite tough.
You there. Ready another volley.
So the Commonwealth platoon commander here, after passing an order test, is going to be going down and then using a point of guts here to put the Merlin Walker's dice back in the bag. Soviets are up now, and the Ursus infantry are activating here, and they are just running forward, using as much of their movement as possible to get cover behind the building here. followed up by the Heroes of the Motherland, the Veteran Soviet Infantry Squad now moving forward. And I think Rev wanted to use the Ursus Infantry with his guts here. The order of activations, he decided to end up going again with the Veteran Infantry here, and he's going to be firing his RPGs at some of the Mark II infantry.
For the Soviet Union! For the motherland! Prepare to fire!
Managing to get a 6 on the number of shots here. And after a failed hard-to-kill roll, managing to take out one of the Mark II infantry. So now the anti-tank rifle team is going to be firing here and attempting to take out another one of the Mark II from the damaged squad.
Alright, Vasily, don't miss. They're barely moving. Right out in the open.
Unfortunately missing at that distance. So now the Commonwealth are up, and I'm just advancing forward. Again, the robots are quite slow here, so moving 4 inches. And using their ability to be able to shoot through their own units even though there's none. That way you can attempt to get a surging dice. And what they're going to do is they're going to split fire here. Now normally, technically the way the rules are written, you can't do that, but we home rule it that if it has different AP, you can split fire, but only at a max of 2 units here. So they're going to be firing at some of the armored vehicles and then at some of the infantry with their autocannons. Managing to apply some pins on one of the ZIS-30s. So another Mark II infantry squad is activating here, and they are advancing forward, activating their ability to try and get a surge at the end of the turn, and they're going to fire on the veteran infantry squad in front of them. Managing to take out some additional troops. Now there's this 30 that hasn't activated yet and has a pin now and needs to pass an order test, which it does gloriously, and it's going to be firing at the Mark II infantry squad. It's going to be firing at the 3 robots that moved up onto the crater. Managing a hit because it's an anti-tank gun, a successful damage roll. It manages to take out one of the Mark II infantry. So now the other Mark II infantry squad that just lost one of their robots here are activating. They're going to advance forward and fire their autocannons using their rift ability to shoot through their own units and fire at the ZIS-30. And after a successful damage roll, managing to damage the ZIS-30, I believe it was steering and adding some additional pins. The Merlin is up here after pulling its dice back out of the bag. Is going to be firing again at the Mullet Walker and at the infantry in front of it. And with a successful damage roll here, but only a 2, doesn't lead to a knockout result. And steering compromise on the Mullet Walker, leading to 2 additional pins. So the Soviet platoon commander is running forward, and she's sacrificing her point of guts to be able to put the Ursus infantry dice back in the bag. And in response, using my screen of robots here, this Mark II infantry squad is just going on ambush. The Cerebus squad is up. They're going to attempt to run here and move up the board, but unfortunately without Williamson, George cannot control the rabid monkeys, and they fail their order test and just go down. And Rev choosing to go on ambush with the Moraz Ghoul behind the building. And now the Soviets again are up, and after pulling the dice back out of the bag, the Ursus infantry now are running. They're charging into the damaged Mark II infantry squad in front of them, making their way past the Merlin Walker, activating the Ursine Fury ability. They get fast, they get the additional attacks in pen. After the Ursus infantry move in here, I am activating the ambush. Before the Ursus infantry move in, I am activating the ambush on the Mark II infantry, switching the dice to fire, using their ability to shoot through their own units, and firing their autocannons at the bears. Unfortunately, even at this close distance range, the Ursus infantry are too tough for the autocannons. And after a quick round of combat and failed hard kill rolls, the Ursus infantry quickly rip the robots to shreds, just leaving a pile of used electronics in their path. And getting a consolidation roll ever closer to the demolition target. And with that, that is the end of turn 1 here. The fast-moving bears have made their way up and are quite close to the Commonwealth's HQ. We'll see if the screen of robots here can try and stop the Ursus infantry from getting to the precious documents inside the British HQ. And with that, that is the end of turn 1. Moving on to the start of turn 2. So start of turn 2 here, and harmonic resonance going off, adding some additional pins to the units. And start of the turn here, activating the British Commonwealth ability. I'm going to activate first with the Merlin. I need this. I need to try and take out these Ursus infantry here, but I do have pins, so I need to pass an order test. And unfortunately, the Merlin Walker must have had a malfunction, and it decides to go down. The Ursus infantry are up now, and this is the big thing here. Rev activating Ursine Fury because he got a active rift dice, and now he's able to run and with his fast movement get behind the HQ building, so he's within 3 inches to demolish it at the end of the turn, and just try and get out of line of sight as much of the Commonwealth shooting and even the Cerebus charge, for instance. So very skillfully played by Rev here. Now, if there's this infantry moving forward tactically, the Mallet Walker is going to be firing, trying to clean up some of the robots here. Passing its order test, firing at the Mark II infantry.
Incoming fire, fire, incoming fire, fire, danger, danger.
With the anti-tank gun managing to take out one of the robots. So now the ZIS-30 is up here and is going to be firing at that same Mark II infantry squad. Rev's attempting to take out the closest robots that could potentially get shots on the Ursus infantry. Unfortunately missing, but the Soviet sniper team with the anti-tank rifle is up next and is going to be firing at the same robot or Mark II infantry. But the hard to kill is proving strong that this robot is tough. So now activating one of the full Mark II infantry squads, unfortunately being that they're quite far forward and only have 4-inch movement, advancing forward and attempting to take shots at the Ursus infantry. but the hard to kill and the cover means that a 2-up save is all that is needed, and Rev manages to save the Ursus infantry. So checking here, the Cerebus squad is outside of charge distance, and none of my other units can actually move and get within line of sight to shoot the Ursus infantry, being that they all have 4 8-inch movement. So I can't get into charge, I can't shoot. Even the one Mark II infantry with the heavy autocannon is not able to take out the Ursus infantry. So essentially at the end of turn 2 here, we don't even need to activate the other units because it's really just a formality. Rev is able to essentially take out the British HQ with his tactical movement with the 3 Ursus infantry. So now this was like a last minute. We haven't played Demolition before, and we wanted to try it out. And I was like, well, you're playing the Soviets with the Bears and Mora's Ghoul, and I'm playing the slow moving robots. So it seems like it could be. He's like, are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, look, we randomly picked some of the deployment and the mission types and stuff, and you know, we don't try to sugarcoat things here. So it was definitely a very hard mission for the Commonwealth. That, with the fact that I've never played them, made it even tougher. So I'm sure a more skilled Commonwealth player could have handled it much better. But Rev was able to make a little gap and just move his Ursus infantry in there. And, you know, sometimes that's the way she goes. So he's a very tactical player. So also something to note is we're playing on a Warhammer size map here. So we are getting more 6x4 battle mats. Shout out to Rev. He's been getting some custom ordered battle mats and whatnot, so that did make a little bit of a difference as well. But either way, it was a fun match no matter what. My first time playing the Commonwealth. I really liked the Mark II infantry, and the Merlin's pretty good too. But and it was fun to get the Soviets back on the channel because it's been a while. So I know this was quite a short game, but we have some more fun conflict games planned for the future. We already have another game filmed that I'm editing, as well as some other games that we're going to be showcasing here on the channel, as well as the first Festoon Europa stuff we're working on in the background. We got all the Toten Core and Toten Horde kits and all the walkers and the heroes, and we're working on Fireflies, so we'll be showcasing all that new stuff here at some point. Well, my name is Mike from Mike Rolls Dice. Thank you so much for watching. We have a new battle report of Conflict that's going to be coming out next week, and then we'll see what we do from there, either more Conflict or maybe some other games. Thank you again to everybody who watches here, whether you're new or you've been watching since really the start of the channel here. And shout out to everyone who is a member here or supports me on Twitch. It means a lot, and without your support, I really couldn't do it. So thank you so much again. My name is Mike from Mike Rolls Dice. We have some fun battle reports planned in the near future. And until the next battle report, keep rolling high on those dice.